Hey everyone, welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to be doing a Q&A. I have my glass of wine here, and I'm going to be answering all of your curly and wavy hair questions. I didn't get as many this time as I sometimes do, but I haven't done a video like this in a really long time, so I wanted to do an updated one. I did kind of wait too long to post on my YouTube community page, and I know certain times on Instagram there's more people on than others, so it just worked out how it worked out. But I do still have definitely enough for a video. Hopefully we can even get through all of these in this video. I don't want it to be too long either, so yeah, before we get into this video, I'd love if you consider subscribing if you're new. I do mostly hair videos on this channel, and sometimes I sprinkle in a little bit of beauty or vlogs, that type of thing every once in a while as well. But I hope that you will enjoy this video and give it a thumbs up if you do. And let's get into the questions. So first question is, my underneath layers fall flat very fast. How do I help them keep the wave? So this is actually something that I deal with a lot. I feel like everybody's hair is different, and some people, their top layers will be flatter than the bottom, or vice versa. The bottom layers will be flatter, which she mentions, and that's how mine are. And then some people just have more consistent hair, you know, throughout their whole head. And I would say mine is decently consistent, except for these underneath pieces. You guys can kind of see, like, the top layers cover it. But I have, like, this is wash day for me, and, like, these bottom pieces are basically straight. Like, there's not much going on here. So how I kind of fix that is what I will do the next day, like tomorrow, for instance, when I wake up. Since my hair has had time to, like, sit and everything, I will take my spray bottle. It's like a continuous mister. You can find them on Amazon. And I will wet those underneath layers, and it will kind of reactivate the product in my hair, and then I'll scrunch it up and let it dry. And something about doing that second or third day, it's hard to explain, but for some reason, at least for me, that kind of just helps to shrink everything up a little bit more. And I don't know what it is exactly. Maybe it's just that your hair isn't as freshly clean, so it's not as, like, soft, if you get what I'm saying, and it needs that, like, extra day or two to build up a little bit of dirt in your hair, basically. That helps the underneath waves stay a little bit better. So that's kind of what I do, just because on the first day, my top pieces are nice enough that I don't feel like you really notice the underneath pieces unless I'm, like, moving my hair and specifically showing you guys. If you really do want it to look good on the first day and you have some extra time, I would say use a stronghold gel on those sections of your hair, because most likely they are a little bit more fine than the top pieces of your hair. Definitely make sure you're using enough product, and then pixie diffuse those sections. If you have a diffuser, just go in and, like, kind of let your hair get to, like, 75% dry with a diffuser using the pixie method. I think that helps a lot for first day hair, but for me, I just find it really simple to go in and wet my hair the next day. So anyways, I feel like we're definitely not going to get through all the questions in this video if I answer everyone like that, but I do like to be in depth. Someone asked, how often do you clarify, deep condition, and use a protein mask? So this can vary a little bit for me because I feel like I know my hair well enough to know what it needs and when it needs it. Clarifying isn't as often for me because I don't feel like my hair gets built up super quickly, and I don't want my hair to fall flat if I'm clarifying too much, because that will kind of hinder my definition. So I will do that like once a month, sometimes hardly even that much, just because I don't feel like I need it too often. Deep conditioning is something that I personally really feel like helps my hair health a lot. And I really like to use like a mask or a deep conditioner like every other wash, I would say. And I wash my hair usually about once a week, sometimes twice a week. So it just varies. I will usually do like a moisturizing mask every other wash. And then for protein, I like to switch that off with my moisturizing masks. So when I do a mask on my hair, I'll probably do like 60% of the time just focus more on moisture, and then 40% of the time I'll add that protein into my hair and let it sit for a little bit longer so it can really penetrate. But that's just what works for me. It's going to vary from person to person. And if you do look it up, like, does my hair need protein or moisture? And you can kind of see what your specific hair type will look like when it needs one or the other. I'm sure there are videos out there. I haven't done a video specifically on that, but I would like to in the future. I just have to do a little bit more research for it. But yeah, that's usually how it is for me. Like I said, it varies a little bit sometimes. Can you teach curly bangs? I personally have never styled bangs curly because when I had bangs in the past, I was like straightening my hair a lot and all of that. I wasn't really into like the curly girl method or anything like that yet. And I have had like curtain bangs since then, but it's not like anything special to style them because they're not like directly over your forehead. This is something I might consider in the future, like getting bangs and figuring out like the best way to style them. Not to say that I couldn't just figure it out if I was doing someone's hair, but if you want like videos on that and advice, Melinda here on YouTube, she does wavy curly hair videos as well, and she has bangs. So she has shown that in a lot of her past videos. She might even have specific videos teaching it or showing how she styles it. So I'll try to remember to link her channel in my description box, and you can just go over there and watch like her styling routines because she's really great at that. Obviously, her bangs always look so cute. Someone asked, how did the structure of your hair change when you used color? Mine always went sleeker. Honestly, it's been so long since I've had just my natural color, but from what I do remember, I would just say my hair was maybe more consistent overall because using bleach and dye on my hair, I have noticed that like sometimes it will be really coarse and dry, and then other times it will be kind of like too fine and soft and sleek. So I don't know, I feel like it's just maybe a little bit more inconsistent, but also it's been so long since I've had my natural hair color that I hardly can remember like exactly the differences. So maybe that's a bad thing, but yeah, I mean, I like my hair a little bit darker like this, and I probably wouldn't go back to like the bleached balayage again, but I still feel like I did have curl definition then, so it's gonna just vary from person to person and everybody's hair type. But someone asked, what are the best products for soft waves or curls? I actually just did a short on this. Like the last short that I uploaded was on products if you want like soft hair. So definitely go to my shorts section on my channel and check that out. If I can remember, I'll try to link it in the cards. I know everybody has different like goals for their hair. Some people care more about definition and want really, really stronghold products, and some people want softer hair that's more touchable and all of that. So speaking of, someone asked, what's your favorite stronghold gel product? So I personally don't usually go for something super stronghold, so I don't have a ton of recommendations, but my favorite like really stronghold gel that I personally tried would probably be the Heritage Maximum Hold Styling Gel. That one is one that I use when I really want my hair to like look super defined and like shrunk up and like want it to last. But I know that a lot of people really love the Not Your Mother's Curl Talk Extra Strength Gel because I have the regular one, but they made like a stronger hold version that's supposed to be really good. A lot of people like it, and it is also affordable. So I would say check that one out because I've heard great things about it. And the only reason I haven't picked it up is just because I don't usually go for that stronghold of a gel, but I do really want to try it because it looks really good, and sometimes I do want that like super shrunk up curly look to my hair. So you guys know my favorite is the Curlsmith Hydrostyle Flexi Jelly, and that one is pretty stronghold, but I would say it's like a medium to strong, not like extra strong. But I do feel like it leaves a really nice cast on my hair, and I love that gel so much. I recommend it to everyone. But yeah, someone also asked, is your hair less curly now that it's longer? So one thing I have noticed with my hair is that almost seems like when my hair is a medium length, like at my armpits basically, or like a few inches past my shoulder, that's almost when it's like looks the curliest and does its best for definition. But when it's shorter, there's not that much hair there and my roots don't curl up a ton, so it looks like I have looser waves. And when it's longer, it's a little bit heavier, so it pulls a little bit more. I still feel like my hair looks curlier than when I have it really short, but I still would say that when it's like medium length is when it looks its best probably. like the most definition and tightest curls and all of that. So that's just my hair personally. But the same person also asked, would you recommend a curly cut? Is it better for longer or shorter hair? I feel like this is so personal because I do not have a curly cut. I've never gotten a curly cut, and that's mainly just because, well, two reasons. First of all, I like to heat style my hair. Sometimes I like to straighten my hair, and I just want it to be uniform and like even for that so that it doesn't look odd. And I think like even if you do it twice a year, you're not going to want to have like an uneven look to your hair if it's down. So I would say curly cut is more for someone who never wants to heat style or straighten their hair. Also, the other thing, my hair is on the wavy side. It's not super curly. So I feel like it's a little bit different every time I wash it, and I don't know if it would be super ideal to go in and cut each individual piece because my hair just doesn't quite look the same every time, and it is not like super curly. I feel like it's maybe a little bit better if you have really curly hair, but that's not to say that people with wavy hair don't get a curly cut. I think that it works really good for a lot of people. It's just like I said, if you never want to heat style your hair, then it would be more ideal. But yeah, that's very personal. It's just personally not like my thing or what I am really going for. I did a whole video on my haircut and what I ask for, so I'll try to remember to link that in the cards as well. My hair is getting a little bit flat. I do like to like flip it around from time to time, and I just feel like it sits on the same side and gets a little bit flat. Anyways, favorite products from Ulta. So I feel like I could do a whole video on my favorite hair products from Ulta because there's so many good ones. Like a lot of the products that I really like, you can get at Ulta. So I feel like I could go on that list forever. I mean, you guys know how much I love the Curl Talk line from Not Your Mother's. And I think you can get Briogeo at Ulta. You guys know how much I love the Briogeo curl cream. So there's so many things that I could go over. But let me know if you want me to do like a dedicated Ulta recommendations for curly wavy hair type video. But someone asked, best way to deal with frizziness and tangles since I don't brush between washes. So I know that a lot of people don't want frizzy hair. Like I totally get that. I don't want super frizzy poofy hair. But a little bit of frizz doesn't really bother me because a lot of the time it just makes my hair look a little bit more voluminous and like a little bit more of like a slight messy tousled look, not super overly perfect, but I can understand why it's just not everyone's thing and some people really hate frizz. I do feel like an oil, like using an oil after I style my hair helps a lot with that. I know that some people with really fine hair don't like oil. There are a lot of really great lighter ones out there, like the Twist oil by Weedad and the Bread hair oil from Sephora. Those are a lot more on the lighter side. And it's one of my favorite steps to scrunch and smooth an oil into my hair after I am done styling and it's all dry and everything, just because I do feel like it helps smooth everything. I know it's still not going to be for everyone. I would also say definitely if it's something you really struggle with, try to style your hair when it is as like wet as possible, because that really makes a big difference when you are using a lot of water in the styling process of your hair and it's very wet and you're using enough product so that it's actually doing what it needs to do. That definitely helps a lot. Like I notice when I style my hair very, very wet and use water in like conjunction with my products and stuff, and then I let my hair air dry, that's when it looks the smoothest. Sometimes I get in a hurry and I want to diffuse a little bit because I want my hair to be dry faster, but that does promote frizz a little bit more, so keep that in mind. Okay, moving on. What blow dryer and diffuser do you recommend? This is really hard because my favorite blow dryer and diffuser is from Xtava. Their Black Orchid, I think it's called, diffuser head that was discontinued is like the best diffuser I've ever used. And then I also have a blow dryer from them. So that's such a bummer to me that they discontinued it because it's so good. I don't have a ton of other recommendations. I've heard good things about the Diva Curl one. I know a lot of people really like that, so maybe check that out. But also I would just say find like the biggest diffuser head you can find, and then obviously find a blow dryer that fits that or that you can attach to it. But the bigger the better, just because if you're using like a hover diffusing method, then you have more space in the head to like not have the air from the blow dryer be so targeted. I feel like it helps like not have as much frizz. And then also if you're pixie diffusing, you can scoop more of your hair up into it and it's not gonna like flatten your hair or like give you odd wonky pieces because there's a lot of space in there. Hopefully that makes sense, but I just feel like the bigger the diffuser head, the better. So that would be my advice, I guess. Sometimes on wash days like this, I just feel like my hair is a little bit flat. And that's how I'm feeling today. I feel like I need some dry shampoo, and sometimes I'll do that like right after I wash my hair. If I'm feeling like it just is looking a little bit flat that day, I'll add some dry shampoo to my roots for some volume, but I'm gonna have like 4 different parts for my hair throughout this video. It's getting a little bit long, guys. I don't think I'm gonna be able to answer all of these questions because I am taking a little bit long to answer each one. I see someone else asked about frizz, so I already answered that. Every time I put product in my hair, it gets so sticky. Is this normal? So I feel like it depends on your hair type, like on why your hair would be getting sticky, because I feel like it's different reasons. If you have more fine hair and you are using a lot of cream-based products and moisturizing products, it can tend to make your hair feel sticky and weighed down because your hair is fine and it can't handle all that moisture, and sometimes you need to be using gels to style with more. So like for instance, using a very light spray, kind of watery leave-in, and then using a gel over top of that, that can be a great combo for fine hair to keep your hair from getting sticky. Whereas if you have very coarse, thick hair, then sometimes it can be the opposite, where you're using a lot of stronghold gels and mousses and things, and you're using a lot of product. Because if you use too much product, even if you have thick, coarse hair, sometimes it can just be too much for anyone, especially if it is like a mousse or a gel that's stronghold and you're just using a lot of it. It can make your hair a little bit sticky. But I think in general, from my experience and what I've heard, it tends to be more fine hair that gets stickier just because it gets weighed down easier. Obviously, I don't know this person's hair type, so I can't really answer that question fully. But yeah, I do feel like gels tend to work a little bit better for fine hair, and a lot of the time for thick, coarse hair, they need extra moisture and like a really good leave-in or cream or something to like help balance out the other intense products. I'm going to answer one more question and then I'm going to end the video. Someone asked how to keep your hair from not getting tangled. So my hair personally, by the end of the week when I need to wash my hair again, it is very tangly and like hard to brush out. And I do just have to go through that whole process in the shower with a conditioner to spend that time detangling it, because that's just part of the process. If your hair is unmanageably tangly and you feel like you can't even get it to all sit down and your hair is just going crazy, that does tend to happen more with people with fine hair. And you know, I don't have fine hair, so I can't give you all the answers if that's your case, but I would say sometimes it does help to just completely wet your hair in between wash days, brush it through, re-scrunch it, let that product kind of reactivate, and you'll have, you know, freshly detangled hair that day. I know that's not what everyone wants to hear because it could be a lengthy process if your hair takes a long time to dry. But I think as long as you're not brushing your hair dry and you are completely wetting your hair and maybe even adding some more product in and then brushing it out, then it's not going to affect your curls or waves. The main issue is when you're brushing your hair when it's dry, which, like I said, if you don't want to be doing all of that between wash days, I might not be the right person to ask, just because it's not something where for me it's like overly excessive. I do get tangles in my hair, like it is really hard to brush out. Thank God for a wet brush, because when my wash day comes around, my hair is not, like I cannot run my fingers through my hair. But if that's something where even if you can't really tell that it's super tangly, but you know it's super tangly, if that really bothers you, I think that's also just part of having curly wavy hair. It's part of the whole thing. Like your hair isn't, you're not going to be able to just run your fingers through your hair. But yeah, obviously if it's like to a really bad level, it might be something where you want to be refreshing your hair like every other day or every 2 days or something. That might be helpful, but Anyways, you guys, this video is getting so long. I'm sorry I didn't answer all of your questions, and I tried to answer them as thoroughly as I could, but I know, like, I'm not a professional hairstylist and I only have so much experience, you know. I'm not doing, you know, people's hair every day or something to where I have tons of experience in every area, but I do have the experience with my own hair and also like the people around me that I know, like friends and family that I've done their hair. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy my insight. Let me know if you want to see another Q&A. Let me know what other hair videos you want to see in general. And yeah, I hope that you will subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up, and hopefully I'll see you in my next one. Bye.